Hey everybody, it's me again. Um, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about motivation versus discipline versus anxiety versus ADHD. These are all things I've kind of been thinking about lately and weighing in my mind and how they interact with each other and work. And, going back to my potential ADHD diagnosis this coming Wednesday in 2 days. I'm excited. We're going to see what's going on up there up in the old noggin. Maybe figure something out, get a game plan together, try and, I don't want to say fix, I don't think that's the right word. I think maybe to kind of bridge some things, make them, take the car in for a tune-up, take the engine in. Let's give it some fresh oil, make sure all the parts are working together right. So I was saying my ADHD induced anxiety is what I'm calling it now. They call it, it's the fake anxiety, not real anxiety, because it's anxiety that's created by the ADHD, but it's actually just ADHD masquerading as anxiety. I'm trying to say that 5 times fast. But I think I've developed, I think there is some actual anxiety going on there under the hood because it I still get little bursts of it here and there. My body will tingle up a little bit. It's like a spidey sense, It's like this dread that I feel like something's coming, and I can feel it in my skin and my body. It tingles all over, and it's eerie. It's a little it's odd. It's an odd sensation. It doesn't feel natural. It feels like there's spider on my skin, pins and needles. It's really weird. It's not anything like it used to be before I went down this rabbit hole. Because again, I always say knowledge is power, and I think I don't want to say talked myself out of a lot of it, but I think a lot of it was and well, of course it's self-induced. Anxiety is self-induced. It's fear. It's fear of the unknown. False evidence appearing real, as we say. FEAR, fear. False evidence appearing real. That's a cool statement. I never really thought about it. I never heard it until I started groups. And, I use it with my family now, my kids and my wife. A lot of things I've learned in group, I try to incorporate I drop little nuggets and Easter eggs in the conversations here and there. Not to be preachy or anything, because they make sense. I feel like sometimes I think that 12 steps should be taught in fucking school, like elementary school. Not because everyone should be sober or everyone has a problem. That's not what I'm saying. The 12 steps are just an amazing program to kind of help you live life on life's terms and accept, yourself for who you are and your limitations, and that we all have triggers and issues as part of being human. And so it's along the same lines with, the Bible, anything like that. Take it for face value, but at the end of the day, it's really kind of just a set of guidelines to make you be a better person and be better to other people, be better to yourself. And I think that's a pretty amazing thing, a great ideology to look at. It's the same with Buddhism. Any religion at its core, for the most part, is based around peace and humility and just trying to be better in general. So I digress. Um, so I always have a lot of projects going on. That's part of my lovely mind, how it works. And my mind is a squirrel. The whole genesis of this fucking podcast we got going on here is I get attracted to shiny things. I get a shiny new idea, I chase it down, I go hard with it for a while, I lose interest because it stalls, or it's not that it stalls. It's my dopamine drops. The siphon gets cut off, and then it just doesn't have the same thrill that it had in the beginning. So my mind goes off looking for a new hit, a new exciting thing to boost that dopamine. It's the survivalist part of my brain. It's like you need this to keep going, or you're going to get depressed, and you're going to fall into this little deep depressed cocoon that you go into, and you're going to be worthless and weak and everything. So my brain goes on the defense, like, oh no, fuck that shit. We gotta. Those are rookie numbers, man. We gotta bump this shit back up. We gotta find something. I need another hit. And so that's how I always end up with 20 different unfinished projects, all going all at the same time. Literally, yeah, like a computer, different tabs open all the time. And I will shift back and forth between those, whatever I'm feeling like during the day. And sometimes I'll just put one, I say one, I'll put a bunch on the back burner and I'll forget about them. until months later, something will trigger it. I'll see a word, I'll hear something, I'll see something. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about this. Let's go work on that for a little bit. And then that dopamine hit comes again because it feels fresh and new again. Listen, this is not a sustainable way to build anything, guys. I know it. I know it's crazy. It doesn't make sense. It's frustrating as hell for me, too. Imagine living like that in your own mind, not being able to finish tasks that you start, that you're gung ho to go. It's incredibly, it's soul crushing because I'll look back. I'm a big, you know, on my iPhone notes guy. I come up with ideas, boom, goes on notes. And sometimes I'll have a note that will be pages and pages and pages and pages. I'll work on it for a few hours one day. I'll get that spark, and I'll just get go and go and go, and these ideas just flow out of me, man. It's this weird waterfall of fresh ideas, and it's fun. I get jazzed. I get excited about it. I like coming up with ideas. It's fun new territory for me. And so I chase that down, and then I'll squeeze that lemon dry, and I'll be like, all right, here we go. We got a new one going. I'll come back to it. And then I forget about it. And then because I'm on to the next spicy new thing. And then I'll go back and I'll find that note later. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this was a lot of information. Like, I'm serious, guys. Like, when I say I'm writing down notes, and this is not like one-liner stuff. This is pages of shit, like a dissertation. It's a mind dump into it. It'll be, I mean, I'll develop the whole world or universe of this fucking thing in a matter of hours. Like taglines, merch, if it's a restaurant, recipes, how it looks, how it's going to function, how do we source this stuff? I like literally like a business plan, basically. It's all broken down. It's all there. And like you can follow it and build this business out of it. And that's where it stops. I'm like, okay, I'll come back to this because I get depleted and I need to recharge somewhere. So I take a step back, I go to recharge or something like that, and then I'm on to the next thing, or I'm out for a week because it's just that dopamine is gone and I'm not getting anything back. And so I'll just feel flat and I won't feel motivated, as we were talking in the beginning. So back to the anxiety part of all that, you know, I don't believe in motivation. Motivation does not work for people like me. Motivation isn't real. It doesn't help anything. It's made up to sell people gym memberships, is what it is on January 1st. Because when it comes to anxiety and ADHD, what I need is motion. I need to do things, because the object in motion tends to stay in motion. It's centripetal force. It'll keep rolling unless something stops it. Usually it's a dopamine drop that stops it. So, obviously, if I can keep that dopamine train running all the time, who knows what I could get done? Maybe I could see these things all the way through to the end, or at least finish the plan of it so it's ready to enact when I'm ready to do that or have the time to do that. Just finish the fucking project and then have it ready to go. Because I always do this stuff up till towards the end. I'll get like 2/3 of it done, literally like 2/3, or I'll get all the legwork done, and then I'll stop, or I'll stop right before production, or if it's going to cost a certain amount of money, I got to take a step back. I don't want to spend this money right now to do this because it's going to be a little more expensive than I anticipate, and I don't want to put it into it. Well, I'll come back to it. So they're all unfinished. But it's not that I can't finish it, or they're too expensive, or I don't have the time for it. It's that it goes back to that mentality of, because I've conditioned myself, guys, this is what it comes back to all the time. I've conditioned myself over the past 20 odd years not to finish things because I've created my whole identity around not being able to finish anything. So I've just accepted again that that's who I am. So I don't finish stuff. Even if I want to finish it, for some reason I find an excuse not to finish it. It's self-sabotaging. I fucking self-sabotage left and right. I've talked about my music. I have files and files of unfinished recorded music that I haven't done. And so it's like, yeah, my whole life is a cliffhanger, right? It's an HBO show with, we're eight episodes deep. It's the last episode, And this is the cliffhanger. This is the big reveal at the end, and it stops. The screen goes black before you get to see, like, ooh, fuck, what's going to happen next season? And then there is no second season, right? It gets canceled. That's how I live my life, or have been living my life this whole time. And that's what I'm trying to fix, because I can't keep doing that shit anymore. I'm beyond that. I got to get my shit together. And so back to the whole motion creates motion thing, motivation doesn't work. Action keeps me going. However, it's maintaining that action is the hard part. I can't get up one day and be like, all right, today I'm going to get this done. Motivate, do jumping jacks and shit like that. Doesn't work. Motivation doesn't work. It's false. You got to have action behind that to keep the momentum rolling. But that's where I fall short. If I have that momentum going and I have a way to keep that dopamine train flowing, I truly believe that I can get a lot more things done and finish all these projects that I've been putting on the back burner for over half my lifetime. And that's, I've done it in relationships. I've just left things hanging. And it's frustrating for people like me too, because we'll get the ball. We hyper focus. That's the other side of the coin here. It's not just that we get the ball rolling, we have great ideas, we come up with stuff. I will hyper focus on something so hard that I tune everything else out around me. I get blind to the world around me. I go into my mind and I live there. I nest, I hibernate, even if it's just for a few hours. I go, I'm time blind. I don't see what's happening around me. And no, it's not just that, nothing else matters. Anything else that disturbs me during that, or when I'm trying to start something new or anything, it upsets that ecosystem that I'm building, and it pisses me off, and it puts me in a bad mood, and it shakes me out of it, and it disrupts that whole thing, and I feel like I got to start over again. And this is true for daily stuff too. Like, I'll have a plan for the day because I don't have a lot of extra time. Oh, we all have the same 24 hours. Fuck that shit, man. I'm a busy guy. I work a lot. I got 2 young kids. I got a wife. I got a house. I got everything. It's busy. It's hard for me to add things. Yes, we all have the same amount of time, but it's a priorities issue. And I do prioritize pretty goddamn well, because my priorities are my wife, my kids, my family, getting to my job, everything like that. So all the other stuff that I'm trying to do, fix my mind, everything else, this is all in the background. This is all extraneous stuff that I'm trying to fit in. Also, I go to meetings. I go to therapy. I'm starting my other therapy thing this week. So that's hours during the week too. I got to cut out. Got to make sure I get enough sleep, because I also work out every day, because I'm not anything. And that, the exercise is my body relies on that dopamine hit of working out every day. That's what I do. It's not going to cut that shit out, guys. That's one of the things that pisses me off the most. Is, well, you're just going to have to skip your workout today. You know what? Go fuck yourself. Doesn't work that way, pal. Why don't you start working out, huh? And tell me how you feel. You're just not used to feeling like shit. See, there I go. I'm just going negative. So what, again, yeah, because this happened to me today, it put me in a bad mood. I had a plan. I had to be at work. I didn't open today. I'm going to be there later. I'm on my way to work right now. And so I had things planned around in the morning how I was going to do that. I was going to sleep till this specific time, get up, work on this. I had all my, this week I've built my calendar out into blocks to help myself become more disciplined, not motivated, disciplined, and to create a functional flow of my day that makes sense and that's manageable. That all went out the fucking window today. My plan was written out, and life said, fuck you, we got our own plan today. And then my ankle is all locked up. It was supposed to be leg day today, and I could hardly walk on my left foot. I'm like, God damn, maybe I'll work on something else. My right elbow is locked up too. It hurts when I turn it at all. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to push that and injure myself. The worst thing I can do is injure myself, and then I'm out for weeks instead of missing one day. So I'm like, okay, well, now I can't even work out because of this. And I didn't get enough sleep last night, so I'm sleep deprived. I'm already going down this mental rabbit hole, so I'm stressed out. I'm stressing myself out more. And now I'm stressing about having to work out, because now I'm running out of time to work out, because we had guys come over to our house to look at some damage. We had a toilet overflow 2 nights ago, guys. Wake up in the morning. Apparently we had a clogged toilet upstairs. Didn't know it. Come downstairs. I'm getting coffee in my kitchen, and I hear this I don't know if y'all can hear that. It's a tapping noise from our garage, and it's very rhythmic. And I stop. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, the fuck is that? And I pause, and I've been through floods and water damage and shit like that. It's ingrained in me, the smell of it, mold, all that. It's second nature to me now. So I hear that noise, and I pause. I'm still groggy. I'm pouring my coffee. I haven't had it yet, and I realize that's fucking water. I'm like, shit, that's water. I thought it was an animal at first, and I realized no, that's too rhythmic. That's water. So I go, brace myself, open my garage door, or the door to my garage. I look out there, turn the light on, sure enough, there's water just dripping out of the ceiling on my wife's hood of my car, and it's dripping. There's pools of water and shit like that. So, yeah, totally it overflowed during the night. I don't know at what point, but it created enough water upstairs to leak through the second floor ceiling down into our garage. So I spent most of my day, 2 days ago, again, totally plans derailed, ripping out drywall off my ceiling and pulling insulation out so it can start to dry out, have Servpro people come out. Point being, life on life's terms. It happens. I'm still working on ways to be less frustrated about that. But again, what I did was I had a plan for the day, derailed my whole plan. It's that give and take that people like me are always trying to figure out. We get so excited. I get so excited, and the more I read, I just assume everyone else is like me too. This ADHD shit and everything. We're all pretty much the same. I just never realized it up until this point. A lot of people have this exact same issue that I get so excited to get back on track, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's great. And I feel like, oh, there's going to be some balance here. And then shit goes derailed, and I get pissed off, and I realize clearly I have no balance. I am not ready to deal with this yet. So, moral of the story, I don't know, because I've forgotten my train of thought once again with you guys, and I apologize, but not really, because that's kind of the whole point of this program, isn't it? To see where my mind goes with it, and hopefully y'all are entertained a little bit along the way. But let's bring it back around here. I'm going to be at work in just a minute, so I'm going to wrap this up so I don't bore you guys too much. But, oh yeah, ADHD, anxiety, motivation, and discipline. I'm trying to build discipline to keep myself on track, to start to learn how to finish the things that I need to finish, prioritize those things, but also realize what I can hold off on, because I have a tendency to double book myself, overbook myself, and stress myself out because I do too many things at once and I clutter everything. I need to declutter and prioritize, and that's what I'm working on. Y'all don't realize how fucking hard that is for people like us. That's oof, it's a tough one. All right, well, I'll let y'all marinate on that, and we will talk again later. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye.